Hello guys, welcome to another video. First of all, I say that this story doesn't belong to me, so if you read the full story for yourself, you can go down in the description to find the link to the original post and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. It was finally the big day. All of the kids were 12 now, and it was time for the final exams. The last year before graduation held a couple big events. Shikamaru and Tamari getting together and the announcement of a new since mainly no one knew yet who they would be. Of course, the teams wouldn't be made until the result of the test came in. It was almost time for the exam, and every kid in the village was just buzzing with excitement. Naruto got up and jumped out of bed, running into the kitchen. Rin had gotten up early in the morning to make the breakfast for all of them, just like Kushina had used to do for them. Kakashi was already awake and eating. To be honest, none of them were actually sure if the kid slept as he was always up before everyone else. Rin smiled and made him a plate. Morning, Naruto. No, you ready for the big day? Naruto grabbed his blade and sat down. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kick butt and become a real ninja. Kakashi swallowed the food he had been chewing. Kakashi's gonna do great too and then play shogi with Shikamaru. Minto walked into the room next. Morning everybody, what's for breakfast? Rin got her some food and set it on the table. You eggs and bacon, and you need your proteins for Tuesday. And Nito got some silverware and asked him, is it okay if Hinata and Kiva walk with us to the academy to the ring shrug? Why not? The more the merrier. Kakashi got himself his third plate of food. They had no idea where he put it all. Oh yeah, Kakashi almost forgot. Ino wanted to walk with us today too. Naruto didn't understand why she asked Kakashi instead of Rin. Any reason she asked you? Kakashi didn't even look up from his food. She asked Kakashi when she came up to ask Sasuke out on last time. Sasuke out on last time. Rin was confused at that last part. One last time? Kakashi nodded. Yeah, she said if Sasuke said no this time, then she would stop asking because she would have to focus on ninja stuff and couldn't keep chasing him. They were all a little surprised at that. Who knew training was more important than balls to Ino? Rin cleared the table and they all ran out to meet Hinata, Kiva, and Ino. You could just feel the excitement coming off them. The kids were practically bouncing by the time they got to the academy. This was the biggest day of their lives so far. When they got there, Mito whispered something to Hinata and she nodded. Mito ran up to Kiva and gave him a kiss on the cheek. Good luck, Kiva-kun. Hinata ran up to Naruto and did the same. You too, Naruto-kun. And they ran off and Ino turned to Kakashi and shrugged. Why not? She gave him a kiss on the cheek as well. Good luck, Kakashi-kun. All of the boys stood there blushing and trying to understand all of this. Finally, Naruto said, what the hell was that about? Kiva didn't know, but he wasn't complaining. Akamaru barked in chat, and Kiva responded, really a girl kissing me on the cheek, and all you can say is, she didn't rub my belly this time. Nice. Kakashi walked into the academy. Kakashi's not gonna whine about it. It was kinda nice. Come on, guys, let's go. The other two boys ran after him. No way we are gonna we no way were they gonna be late for the exam. Obito glowed as he focused a Kage great enemy paper Kage's greatest enemy paperwork. He would have been expecting become Hokage to be excellent almost instantly, but instead he got a never-ending stream of documents after documents, each of which was more tedious than the last. Finally, someone ran in to discuss the new census with him. Sir, Are you sure about all of these Jews in Joriah? I can understand, but her, Joriah, I can understand, but her? Obito shot him a cold look. Uncle Omino has shown she's a true leaf Konoichi, and I consider her a part of my family. I would suggest that you think nothing thorough before you ask something as stupid as that. The man saw that he had crossed a line. Right, my apologies. I will be going now. Obito went back to his work. That sounds like a good idea. The first up was the written test, which most of the kids just blew through. It wasn't an amazingly hard test to be honest. Amazingly hard test to be honest. Even Iruka knew that this part wasn't as important as the other tests. The kids needed to be able to do math and things like that, but that wasn't the real reason why did that test. Only when questions was looked at closely, and that was battle sensor, that the kids would give a situation and tools, then would have to tell how they would handle it. They would see that what kids had a natural talent in strategy. Iruka figured that Shikamaru and Kakashi would do well in that area. Next up, uh, uh, next up, archery, curricular test, and not really anything special. Throwing 10 kunai and 10 shuriken, try to get at close the bullseye as possible. No one had even the slightest issue on that one. After that, the taijutsu test, one of the only ones everyone was nervous about. You had to fight the instructor for 5 minutes, at which point he would decide if you deserve to pass or not. Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Kiba, Mito, Kakashi, and Choji all found that one pretty one easy. Sakura Shikamaru, although he wasn't really trying, and Ino Wall did decent. Shino became the closest to failing, as Taijutsu was by far his weakest area, and the Sai boy who still refused to say really interact with anyone did relatively well. Last but not least, the ninjutsu. Last but not least, the ninjutsu test. The ninjutsu test. It was firmly, famously simple: one clone, one transformation, and one substitution. No one even broke a sweat on that section. Mizuki wished he could have told Naruto he needed to make a normal clone, but Iruka was watching him like a hawk. When the test was over and the scores were tallied up, it was right from the time for the big announcement. Kunoichis of the year went to Hinata, who only slipped up slightly on the Esuari section. Mito was close behind her but still lost in the end. Everyone was then on the edge of their seat for the Rookie of the Year. Finally, Yuka stood up to announce it. Well, folks, we have got a tie. Naruto and Sasuke both got a perfect score, so we have to go to the tiebreaker. The two of them will spar, and winner will be declared Rookie of the Year. Meet me at the sparring ground in 10 minutes. Everyone jumped up and up to get ready. This was gonna be the one hell of a fight after all. Naruto and Sasuke stood across from one another and sparred in the sparring ground. It was time for the big fight. To be honest, neither of them cared about Rookie of the Year. What they both wanted was to prove they were the best ninja. Iruka held his hand up and motioned for the fight to begin. Sasuke wasted no time. He immediately went through his hand seals and shot a fireball out of his mouth. Naruto had already been working on a plan of his own. He knew Sasuke would start with his signature move and dodge it as soon as it was fired. Before Sasuke knew it, Naruto created a dozen shadow clones and sent them after Sasuke. Sasuke threw some shuriken and launched another fireball at the clone. Six survived, and and this descent of Sasuke. The crowd was cheering at the fight. Some rooted for Naruto, others for Sasuke. After clearing all of the clones, it was obvious Naruto was nowhere in sight. That wasn't good. He was one of the most mischievous person in all of the league. Any time you cannot see him, he wasn't a good. It wasn't a good thing. Sasuke suddenly found a massive ball of yellowish liquid falling at him much faster than he had time to react. He had barely made time to see it as it was coming at him from behind. It hit Sasuke and covered him from head to toe, and it didn't really hurt, but it still didn't. It still didn't like he still didn't like knowing what it did. That when Naruto jumped out and yelled, "A little gift from one of my toads. That oil will fry you if you to use any fire-based jutsu. Looks like taijutsu and throwing weapons are all you have got." Sasuke swallowed. He was gonna to have to learn more that just Fire-Jutsu soon or had never been able to beat Naruto. He made one final charge at the boy, and Naruto made 3 dozen clones and charged right back. Even Sasuke couldn't beat those numbers. The boy fell in 3 minutes. Naruto picked Sasuke up and shook his head. "Nice job, Sasuke. It took me a minute to figure out just what I was going to do." Sasuke frowned. "If you say so, but don't get comfortable. I will be coming for you soon." Naruto smiled. I look forward to it." Iruka walked up to them. "Congratulations, Naruto. You'll be getting some ramen tonight to celebrate my treat." Naruto was more than happy to hear that. He couldn't wait to tell his aunt and uncle about making Rookie of the Year. The whole family had gone out for dinner. Luckily, Iruka didn't have to pay for at all, with Joraya, Tsunade, Obito, and Rin all being there. They all spent the day laughing and talking with one another. Kakashi told them all the story about transformation test. Then Kakashi turned into Anko and winked at Iruka Sensei. He got a huge nosebleed. They all started laughing and Iruka shook his head. "Why did you do that anyways?" Anko was on the floor rolling over in laughing. "Because I told him to." They all laughed and Naruto turned to Obito. "Uncle Obito, can you tell me whose team we are gonna be on, please?" Obito rolled his eyes. "Naruto, you know I cannot do that. You'll find out tomorrow, just like everyone else." Naruto was about to complain again when a ninja came running in. "Sir, the Forbidden Scroll's been stolen." Obito jumped up and went right into Hokage mode. "Who stole it?" The ninja handed him the scroll he had been carrying. "Mizuki, sir, no one knows why yet." The Obito got moving. "All of you stay here, I will handle it." Mizuki had been running for the past half an hour and was making fantastic time. At this rate, he was going to make it to Orochimaru in no time. Mizuki stopped for a moment to take a break. But he heard a voice above him. "Honestly, Mizuki, did you really think that no one would notice you stole the Forbidden Scroll?" Mizuki knew whose voice that was. "Lord Hokage, how the hell did you manage to get here already?" "I left no evidence at all." Obito rolled his eyes. "You are not nearly as good as you think. Give me the scroll and there will be no trouble." Mizuki got into fighting position. "Well then, come take it." Obito approached behind him in less than an instant. "If you insist." He grabbed the scroll of Mizuki's arm and threw him into a nearby tree. Mizuki scowled. He couldn't have known better than to take on the Hokage. Mizuki had been knocked out up the next day. Anko had fun uh, getting as many answers as possible out of him. It would be her last interrogation for a while. After all, she was going to be a sensei soon. That's all for part 29. If you wanna be notified for future parts, the best way is by subscribing. I have to see you in the next video. Bye bye.